It is 9:47 a.m. and I had one trade with CDIO, and this one ended up being a scratch. I didn't really make that much here, but I think it was because I didn't have the right amount of shares. Because when I calculated my risk level, I think it was trading way up here, and I was watching it for like a break past the 390s and then maybe in the $4. And that's when I had my risk, and I had in mind 30 shares, which would have been something where if I'm in it right here and it drops all the way to $3, it's a $20 loss. So I think when it got lower and it was trading around VWAP and it was able to hold it, I think I didn't have the right amount of shares. But I did buy 30 at 344, and that was at 939 right here. Right when it was looking like it was going to potentially work after having a drop towards VWAP and it was holding it. And the ideal move would be for it to get anywhere near back its highs, and best case scenario it breaks above it. And I did sell in pieces at 940. I sold some at 349, and then I sold some at 360, and then I sold more at 358, and then I held the rest until a trend line break. And this one would have helped me, where I could have considered the thing where I don't sell if it breaks the uptrending trend line, but I will sell if it opens past the uptrending trend line, because this is a wiki stock. As you can see, there's a bunch of wicks going on. So essentially, I had my last sell right here at 347 at 942 when it made that wick under it, and that was like the worst sell possible. And then the next candle, as you can see, it opened in the 350s, and I could have possibly have been unhappy, sure, when it gets under the uptrending trend line, but then when it actually opened this candle right here past the uptrending trend line, that's something where I could have sold the rest of my position and I would have had a much better price. And that's pretty much it. I haven't really found anything else that I'm interested in trading. I guess maybe, let me see what the VWAP actually is. It's at 328. It's still trying to hold VWAP right here. You can see it's glitched now with E-Trade. So I learned not to, take this part at the very end into consideration. I'll make an update later. I think I could have done better with the way I sold in regards to the trend line. Yeah, I'll keep looking for more setups. It is 11:41 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be up on the day $2.72, and that was that one trade with CDIO. There were two things I could have done better. Number one, I should have had just a little more shares. If I had 40 shares, I would have brought it to a $20 risk level. I was kind of just a little off from where it was supposed to be, but it does matter, I think, in that sense. And then the second thing, because this thing is a wiki stock, as you can see, wick, 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 I shouldn't have had the thing where I cut whatever I have left when it broke this uptrending trend line. What I should have done right here was just sell the next candle when it actually opened a new candle. Because it is a wiki stock, it just made a wick, and I sold my last piece for that reason, and it was at the lowest point right here at 347. That's when I sold the last amount at 942. And what would have happened is that I would have held because it didn't break the trend line and that it didn't open a candle under it. But when it did here, I would have had a sell in the 360s, and then I would have brought my averages slightly better, and then maybe an average at 359. Right, I would have brought it to a 4% gain. And then if I had the right amount of shares, it would have been twice as much in terms of what I could have made. So two good lessons with that. There was nothing else that I traded, but I do like how this one actually managed to come back and not just be something that has a first day gap up and just sells off eventually. This one actually made a move all the way back. I wish I was looking at this because I didn't see it, and it got super crazy and volatile later on. And this one still managed to hold above VWAP, which is impressive. I'll keep looking at it, especially if maybe it doesn't have an offering and it breaks this day high, and then that could be something nice in the morning. That's pretty much it for today. Two great lessons, and yeah, the setup didn't really work out massively in that it didn't really get to the 390s or try to break the day high, but it still offered some opportunity.